Welcome back to the channel. Trader Jan speaking. This is for live trading on the 31st of March. There's certain chance that the market gonna go higher here once the buyers actually taking over. I just wait a little more until the buyers are jumping in. See, they're coming here, but they're getting absorbed as well. Price doesn't really move. Yeah, that is the
order filled
kind of push I was waiting for. And the stop loss is right behind these pullbacks here. And I said to take profit as my usual 200 ticks, which is right at the top of the day. So the market tried to push above the high of the market. There were two trials, like that was like a fake out. That was a bigger trial here. So the trading assumption is that the market gonna push through that one now, but for sure needs much more momentum to get through that. We're a bit in a critical phase. It's 8:10. The market, if you look here, the 15 minutes chart on the top right side, the market pushed up quite well during the Asia session. And usually what happens when once the market opens for the American session, it's kind of goes back and eats the gains from the Asia session, and then it goes back up. So I'll try to not stay in the market for too long. And actually there's more selling dynamic going on now. So if the market does not really want to move, then I rather go out of the market than staying inside the market. I guess patience is needed here. So why did I enter the trade? Actually, this was a combination of factors. In general, the cumulative delta goes bullish, goes upwards. And the demand index told me that when the market went down from here, even though the market price developed down, the demand index went up, which is a convergence, and that's if they are not in sync, then usually it follows the direction of the demand index, but it's not a given, right? It's not a, so yeah, like now the sellers are pushing in massively. Lots of sellers down here, as you see, but they're being absorbed, so it's a good sign for the buyers. Once the buyers are jumping in now and are able to push the price up here, that would be awesome. And the buyers are jumping in indeed. Let's see how much of a power they have. There was a lot of absorption here. You see, that's this is the footprint chart. It's a volume profile, but the colors are from delta. So the red colors mean selling, market sell, and if there's such a lot of market sell down here, but the market doesn't go further down, then this is a clear sign of absorption. But absorption means the market sellers getting absorbed by limit buy orders. It doesn't mean that there are aggressive buy orders coming in, and only the aggressive ones are able to push the price up. Another wave of market buying. Those market orders, they usually come in waves, like here again. They're not coming in like as a constant pressure. And here you see absorption is happening. That's those two bars are about absorptions. There are different ways of measure absorption. That's why there are two bars. So let's see what happens up here. Is volume actually coming with the move up, or is the sellers going to jump in again? Like here, sellers are jumping in, pushing the price down. And there are all limit sell orders above the price, above the current price, which are willing to sell there. So what I want to see now is that the market buy orders are getting into the game and collecting those limit sells above the current price. It is now 8:17. I guess I better close the trade because
Order cancelled.
I better close the trade because it's now 8:17. It's short before the opening. 30 minutes before the opening. And that was my first trade. Let me shortly check, since unfortunately ATSX on macOS does not really support the writing of the orders in their custom database yet. But I'm gonna check how many ticks those were. Those are being recorded by the by my account statistics indicator here, but they are just written onto an Excel file. And let's see how much that was. I'm gonna keep it going here. I keep it recording, even though I'm not in the trade now. So this is the Excel file which was just written with my first trade from the 31st of March. We had 15 ticks, yoo-hoo, plus 15 ticks for the first trade in the morning. and the price goes further up. But that doesn't concern us. We are here with 15 ticks in the plus for our first trade. Now I'm gonna wait until the market opens at 8:30, maybe until 8:35 or 8:45, and then I'll see if there's another opportunity arising. See you then. So coming in just before the opening, it's 8:26 now, Chicago time. Just wanna make my plan clear, which is like if we are able to stabilize above this line here, that's the old high from this day, from the Asia session this morning, and got pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed. So if we are able to go up here, would be great. This one is the high of yesterday, so that would be the first target. And if the market goes with some dynamic up there, would be awesome. If that would be the long scenario. If the market stabilizes down here, so I'm more moving down here, then I would be trying to enter the trade here. So being more short down here. Overall, inside here, I kind of tends to do some range trading, but I'm really curious what the opening of the market does. So long above here, short below here, and the rest is range. And as I said before here, let's see how the market gonna deal with the huge upward shift here in the Asia session. If the after the opening the market crashes down first, I'm curious to see now. But in general, I'm happy I moved out of that trade here, this little play trade. The market went indeed back down. What we still need to remember is that there are announcements. Currently, there's job openings and consumer confidence numbers coming out at 9 o'clock. So the first half hour might not be too ambitious, but let's see. So welcome back. We are now 10 minutes after the opening into the American session.
Order filled.
And I'm getting into my next trade. The market has stabilized above the former high of the market from the morning session, and it looks like the American parts wants to go higher too. It gets a little bit absorbed here or pushed back down again. But the market tried to push up here, and got relatively easily absorbed down here. So I thought, okay, let's give it a try and go with the markets. Surely hoping that market buyers here gonna push it a little higher, like here now. That would be really nice. That could just have been the stop losses from those ones which were selling here. Oh, where are we here? I'm tending to play a little safe today because I got a 485 ticks minus yesterday, and even if it's just 50, 60, 70 ticks, I'll tend to take it.
Order cancelled.
Yeah, that were about 40 ticks. There are news coming out at 9 o'clock, and it's 20 minutes until then. So I better take those. So that was the second trade of the day so far. And we have a result of that second trade of 47 ticks. Plus it was a long trade, and we could have had 150 ticks if I would have sold up here, but it was struggling here. And yeah, probably the market want to go back up. Yeah, and it does. As we see, market buyers are coming in, pushing the price higher. So my thinking safe strategy worked in the sense of I saved 47 ticks. So for the day we are 62 ticks in the plus. As you can see here, there's a lot of liquidity above the price, a lot of limit sell orders, and they want to be filled. They say, hey, push me up, push me up. And you can see it here in the DOM. Yes, not much, but here that's either distracts the price from going higher, or it attracts the price, you never know. And now it goes down. So we are now in the American session for a while. It's 9:10, the numbers are out. So as we see here, the price bounced off the VWAP. And what I gonna wait for now before I jump in is either the price touches that part here, the previous high of the market during the Asian time, and bounces off that, or of that area here, because that one has been a support area, and it had been, it's by coincidence, it is the value area high of today as well. And let me do a little line here, plus it is by coincidence the first upper deviation of the VWAP. So there has been a lot of accumulation up here. The market was then consequently pushed down. So I want to see a bit more retracement and then going back into the market. But in principle, price action wise, the market seems to be long today. Number wise, the job openings were a little lower than expected. And the consumer confidence was higher than expected. It's actually quite a bit higher. So what to make out of that, I leave that one to the experts. I only see those news events nowadays as a time where I don't like to trade because it's unpredictable and the market is being pulled out of, liquidity is being pulled off the market during those times. But it's not always a clear indication that good numbers mean higher prices and bad numbers mean lower prices. the world is a bit more complex than that. But I leave it up to the experts to make their forecasts and predictions. I'm definitely not one of those. Can't even trade properly. So how could I be an expert in anything? So I try to be an expert in patience now. As you can see here, the market buyers are jumping in, trying to push the price higher, but they're getting absorbed. So I'm back. The market seems to want to pass this high volume area here, which it has been struggling with now for a while. And the buyers are coming in, and I'm inclined to get into the markets as long as my stop loss is underneath this area. But at the same time, I don't want to get in with a price which is too expensive. Don't want to get into a premium area. So it would be a speculation about the breakouts. On the other hand, if I look at the price moves here, switch on my market map. If I look at the movements here, it looks more rangy, isn't it? So let's mark that area here. This one from here to here, which is the volume area high of the current day. Or maybe not the volume area high, but maybe more. That was not the one I wanted. Maybe here, that little edge of that area. So I'm gonna wait. Either it's the market gonna go up, stabilize it there, and tries to test that range again and goes further, or the market goes down and tries to re-enter that range. That would be in range trading, breakout trading versus range trading. I'll try not to short here because the market is on a push upwards. A lot of volume here, a lot of limit orders above that area, not so much interest to trade down here. More of a sign of there are going to be some push. The range here is 200 ticks wide. Market gets absorbed at the border of the range. And it goes back into the range. Now with a little bit more energy, that would be awesome.
Order filled.
Yeah, that was the push outside. I might have gotten into it too late. My stop loss now is below that last lower high, higher low. So it's a bit of wiggle room, but the market is, yeah, those were definitely stop losses here. And the market is now pushing back in. That's not a very good sign. Let's see if the market gets pushed out again at this area here like before. If so, then we're gonna trade that one until the next range or the upper deviation. That is already a good sign. That's the market. Buyers are coming in and they are able to move the market. But yeah, need to be patient here. I'm trusting the setup. It's should be range breakout. We are still at the edge of the range, so it's not a very good thing, but and I went into the trade very late. I should have waited until the market is testing the range back again. I could go in with a second contract now, but I'm still unsure about where the market wants to take us. I'm willing, in case I'm getting stopped out here, I'm willing to take the second entry. And the second entry should be then somewhere below here in case the market moves down here, gets the stop losses from all the buyers here. And then actually the market should actually push down here because that push up were not real buyers, those were stop losses. The market was too fast for that move being normal buyers. And volume here is not extremely high. So those are probably the stop losses from the sellers here and the sellers here. So I would expect the market to push down further here to that level, or maybe even into the middle of the range. And then if the market has some energy to push up, then we're gonna
Stop
take
filled.
it. So that was the trade. Try to be part of the breakout trade. And I got stopped out with minus 100 ticks. So I'm now about, for the day, about 38 ticks in the minus after the third trade. I'm willing to take the second entry if that candle closes confidently above the range.
Order filled.
Yep, entered that trades to the stop loss again below the last low. And the move actually gets a little bit more dynamic now. And those were another bunch of stop losses here. And market is pushing back towards the range. Getting stopped there at the edge of the range. And that's the part which we want to see. But does it have enough energy to go back up? We see here with the demand index, that whole push here, even though there were 68 ticks, but it wasn't really with a lot of volume. There was not a lot of interest there. So the market is being stopped now here at the border of our range. I'm looking now to see that the market is moving away from that one again. It has a similar, let's say, starting issues like here, that weighted a lot here. There's a lot of volume here now, and the delta was negative. We see lots of market sell orders here. Might be that the market gets pushed into that range again. And I'm gonna bite my ass when I get stopped out here again. After being in profit for about 88 ticks. But the market is pushing down. So it wouldn't be the first time the market just wants to get some energy from up here and then
Stop filled.
push down even more. So that was my second lost trade for today, another minus 100 ticks. And here the market goes
Order
back up
filled.
again. I'm gonna go back in again. Reason being that this move here with 200 delta is quite a big move. Now the market comes back. So there was not a lot of pushback on sellers here, which made it easier for the buyers to buy. But the markets returned at the border of the
Stop
edge
filled.
of the range and now back into the middle. So the trade was stupid because it was at the edge of the range, but towards the outside of the range. And was more speculation, a speculative trade towards the breakout. Now the market comes towards the next area here. So cumulative delta here we see massively negative, but it comes to the outer edge of that range. Wouldn't be surprising if the market gets back into the range again.
Order filled.
And that's it. That's the move inside to the inside of the range. And I'm going for
Order cancelled.
I set my take profit at the edge of the range. Probably a stupid trade because the market goes
Stop
now
filled.
even more towards the edge of the range. It was too early to get in. Now I want to see the buyers getting back in to the range, pushing the market back into the range. This here's the range.
Order filled.
Yeah, the buyers are pushing it back into the range. So I'm making one trade after the other here, probably one more stupid than the other. So let's see if the market just wants to have a dance at the deviation 1 from the VWAP, or really wants to go upwards. So I'm sure tomorrow when I look at the day, at the review of the day for the trading, I'm pretty sure it looks so easy, everything, and why I didn't see this setup and that setup. So now from a short-term price action perspective, we have built higher high. We breached the last higher high, the last lower high. And now we want to see the market returning before this lower low from the last rotation. Sellers are pushing the market more further down. But if that one here gonna get a return, yeah. At least the market has a little issue to go out of the range, which I don't dislike because my stop loss is right outside there. So the market is touch basing now with the VWAP deviation 1, which is outside the range. And my stop loss is right underneath that. Looking at one of the last iterations, it did that. It was touching it, went down there for 33 ticks and then went back up.
Stop filled.
So my trade got stopped out. So the market went below the VWAP. And price action wise, it is short, but it is still in the area of the range. Now we come to the area where I said before it was heavily defended as a rejection area, as a resistance, and that might get now a support area. I had put this marker in there. So let's see what happens with the market once it reaches that area. I like those areas where the market actually had some resistance before and they function as support areas now. Which might happen here again. That would be my last trade of the day. Oops, the screen frozen. What happened here? Oh, whoa, whoa. That is not good. That's a market data latency.
Order filled.
So the market is moving up. And similar situation like before. But this time it reached the, maybe I should go out of that trade because this one might be, yep.
Stop filled. Order filled. Order placed.
So now finally I'll go with the market. There's a short trend here since a while, so why not joining the short trend? But it wouldn't be the first time that I joined that trend once it's over. And it's exactly at that location where I said before the market might turn because it was a resistance area before. But for a very long time now, the sellers are dominating the market. The market seems to not care about my locations. What the heck is that? Patience is critical here. Now staring at the screen short before my potential take profit.
Order filled.
Okay, that was finally a trade on the winning side, plus 200 ticks, and this was my last trade of the day. Even though I close my day with a minus, but at least the minus is not as big as it was yesterday. So I had, let me shortly calculate here. Can I show that? No, that's not visible here. So I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 trades today. I lost a bit track of all my losing trades. So 9 trades today, 3 winning trades, 6 losing trades, and overall performance 338 minus, ticks and minus. So that's not a good result, but finishing the day with a winner is not a bad idea either. So I rather finish the day with a winner and call it a day. Thanks for watching here. I'm looking forward to my review then tomorrow. As you see on the screen here, the markets would have given me about 75 more ticks if I have trusted my location here. That location was the high, the previous high of the day. And the market might well return from here. It was a support area, was resistance here quite a lot, and then support for the next big move. And now the market came back here to check it out. I'll call it a day and see you on the trading floor.